Let's talk about RAYSHAPE dynamic aberration correction with a deformable mirror and why you need it. First, let's look at what happens when you don't have it. So let's say you're focusing into your sample. This is all well and good, but things start to go bad when we have an interface. So let's say you're focusing from oil, or your glass cover slip that is, into water. So what happens is that these materials, they have different refractive indices. So that means at the interface here between oil or glass and water, the rays, especially the outer rays that are supposed to go towards the focus, they get bent and they end up here. And also the rays on the other side of the lens. And then let's draw some rays here. So maybe they end up here. And as you can see, we don't have a single well-defined focus spot anymore, but the focus spot gets smeared out. So we have something elongated. Typically it looks like this. So we lose signal, we lose resolution, and background is increased. The imaging quality goes down. The remedy is to correct for these aberrations. So what we do is, the outer rays, we pre-bend them. So they come in, we make them come in at a little different angle. So refraction actually makes them end up where we want them. Also these rays here, we make them come in at a little different angle. So they all end up here in the same spot and we get a nice and tight focus. In this way we recover resolution and signal with RAYSHAPE. But this is not the end of the story. Because if we, let's go ahead and look at these aberrations and plot them over depth. So depth is essentially the distance of our focal plane from the cover slip. If the distance is 0, which means when we write on the cover slip, imaging quality is usually still good. When we move away from the cover slip, aberrations increase. So normally what we end up with is we have a small range close to the cover slip where aberrations are so low that the imaging quality is still acceptable. As we move in and away from the cover slip, then we need to start doing this. We need to pre-compensate. So we keep the imaging quality good. And there are different ways, various ways to do this. If you have something that is fixed or slow moving, like a correction color, all that we're doing is that we're setting the position where the aberrations are 0 at a different depth. So essentially we're moving this curve so that it crosses 0 here at the depth we want to image. And there it's good, but still only in a small, thin layer. Above and below, aberrations are high and imaging quality is bad. And the thickness of this layer, it depends on the amount of index mismatch here. But typically, when we do confocal imaging, this is something like tens of microns. If you do 3D STED, in even for going from oil into moviol, which is pretty well matched, we only have 3 or 4 microns here. So here's where RAYSHAPE comes in. What RAYSHAPE does different is that we dynamically adjust the focus. What RAYSHAPE does different is that we dynamically adjust aberrations as the focus moves through the sample. So at different depths, the aberrations are always corrected so that they are 0. And that means that all throughout the sample, several hundred microns thick, we have 0 aberrations and good imaging quality. So without RAYSHAPE, still good at the cover slip, bad going deep inside. With RAYSHAPE on the cover slip, we're good. And as we move deeper inside the samples, we get the same imaging quality. And that's why you need RAYSHAPE aberration correction with a deformable mirror.